Hello, everyone. Happy Friday. This is Ann Miller with Angelic Hands. I am streaming live on three of my platforms, two of my Facebook pages, my Psychic Medium and Miller French page on Facebook, as well as my Angelic Hands page on Facebook and my YouTube channel for Angelic Hands. So, hello and welcome. If you're just joining me today, feel free to let me know where you're coming in from. I will see the comments coming up in the feed. So, typically, I do oracle card readings every Friday, but today I'm being guided to switch things up a bit. I'm going to honor that, really tuning into that question that I ask every morning. How can I be of service? You know, what am I being guided to share today? How can I make a difference? And this was really coming through loud and clear this afternoon. And this was actually coming up quite a bit this week as I was working with um, various clients and just different things that I was feeling even energetically coming up from the collective, and even knowing what I've gone through personally and things that continue to clear, continue to purge, and just really honoring me, honoring this vessel and the messages and the information that comes through each and every day. But today's topic is called What's Holding You Back? And if you find that you're starting to, have visions or just a sense of knowing, or you feel like there's things that are coming up that you're being guided to do, or something that you started, let's say, for example, you started on a project last year for whatever reason, you may have started it, you didn't finish it, put it back on the back burner, now it's coming up again, the voice is louder. So it's really honoring what's coming through. And um, if you have a voice that comes up like this is where we're gonna that's what we're going to talk about this afternoon, is what's holding you back, and what role, what capacity I play, when I'm holding space for another person, and even when I'm working through my own stuff and taking a look at, okay, this is coming up, this is coming up, Rick, really giving it a voice instead of being in avoidance and ignoring it or pushing it down or numbing it out or saying, I'll get to this later. um, I've been hearing this, all day, been hearing this for quite some time. And the message that came through again yesterday, and actually, I think I just shared it today. I heard this again. The only way out is through. So, whatever it is that you're not looking at, that you're avoiding, if you found that, you started a project or you're being guided to move in a new direction, or there's something that you're very passionate about, you love doing, but then you're second guessing yourself, you're not trusting the information, or you feel like, well, if I do this, it might hurt somebody, or if I do this, it might piss somebody off, or if I do this, I may make a wrong decision. These are the very things that each and every one of us, we have to go into it and look at it and really get a very intimate understanding of those parts of self, our wounded inner child, the egoic mind, and that chatter, and find out, you know, who it is, what part of us is trying to get our attention, and get down to the, what I call the root of the matter, and what turned it on. We also have the means to turn it off. All parts of us go along for the ride. There's no part of, I've mentioned this before, no one gets left behind. Everyone plays a role, but it's being aware of, okay, who's in the driver's seat, who's making the decisions, what part of us is controlling the decisions, where do we feel stuck, where do we feel like we're not moving forward. And it's really making that conscious effort and having the awareness and looking at those things and digging deeper and going into the layers, like I was talking about, and facing your fears and looking even at those darker aspects of self. And quickest way to see, if there's something that's trying to get your attention or something that's not yet healed, if there's an imbalance, take a look at your mirrors that are outside of you. So, your closest loved ones, people that you work with, somebody that you just happen to have an interaction with on the street, in the grocery store. What was the interaction? Did you find that you were triggered by this person or the situation? Were you inspired by them, or were you in a space of neutrality where you really didn't feel one thing or the other? So, the triggers are the opportunities to really dig deeper, go deeper, and see, what is standing in my way. What is still, um, there's a charge going on. There's some energy there. Like, what is present in, the XYZ timeline with my energy, and where am I being guided to dig into it, look at this, like, what is this? So, for example, you may also find that you have different emotions that are coming up to the surface. So, if you have pain in the body, if aches in the body, if you've been working with long-term illness, um, pretty much whatever it is, it's knowing that there's messages there, and it's it's going through it and getting an understanding, giving that part of you a voice, and just oop, my computer decided to bear with me one second. I gotta close that. Okay, perfect. I was trying to run an update while I was doing this live. So, really take a look at what's going on in your life right now. And if as I mentioned earlier in this live, if you're finding that, new things are coming up, or, old ways of being we're not working or doing things, and all of a sudden everything around you is changing, or you feel like there's chaos and disorder, it's looking at, okay, where's the clutter? What are you being guided to look at? What are you being guided to clear out? Like, even imagining, like I'm being shown right now, like a very busy, very messy space, closet, and looking at, okay, what's there? So if I start clearing the stuff out, clearing the clutter out, what's left? What's there? And making space energetically to really start bringing in what it is that you want to create in your life. And if that's, working in a different capacity regarding your career, your life's purpose, if you look at love, matters of the heart, relationships, changes in the home, perhaps your living situation, or any projects that you're being guided to work on. I know that I have some different things that are in the works that I had started on last year, and then I felt a redirection, if you will, to continue to focus on, the X, the Y, the Z, go through that completion. And then now these things are coming up again, where I was talking about that earlier, like that project, it's feeling that, almost like something's moving you forward, and you can't quite understand it. You just know that it's something that you're being guided to work on. And your next baby, if you will, that you're putting in all the time, and then once it's completed, you're ready to give birth and, give life to this and share your message, share your gifts with the world. So, I hear that quite a bit, like, well, how do I figure out what my life's purpose is? How do I know how to tune in with my guides? How do I know, um, if what's coming through is correct. What's really tuning in, and that's what I'm hearing from the guides right now, like really trusting yourself, trusting you, getting to know you and what part of you is trying to get your attention and navigating forward and really learning how to get into a high vibration and maintain that vibration, receive the information, and then act on the information. But, if you're in a space of working through depression, anxiety, fear, worry, shame, humiliation, guilt, doubt, those things, those are the very things that are coming up to um, for you to go into start tearing down these walls, going into these bags, these bricks, these walls, and start looking at what is this. And if you've got something here and you're trying to move forward, like what is standing in my way? So if you feel like you're running up against a brick wall, and I, can remember many times throughout my lifetime having that feeling where you feel like the lifespan or the the time that you spent in this particular job or doing this particular thing or being in a particular relationship or teaching a certain thing or whatever it looks like, where all of a sudden um, you find that you're questioning and starting to look at, well, what else is there? What else am I being called to do? And know that you are the abundance. You have all the tools inside of you. You have all the wisdom inside of you. You have all the information inside of you. And, if we're operating in this now moment, it's like you got your past self, your present self, your future self all merged, all running into in this now moment and pulling in these different aspects and looking at your different gifts, your different abilities. And if there's still a part of you that's still trying to run the show, that's in the driver's seat, that's that has these fears. And so, no, if you do this, you might get hurt. Or if you do this, that somebody might make fun of you. Or if you do this, whatever the reason is, it's not shutting this part down, but really, I like to say take that pen to paper, have a conversation with yourself, have that dialogue, start looking at, where is this coming from, and really getting to understand the wounded parts of self, if you will, and bring about that greater healing. So if you feel like this tug of war, or if you find that your energy used to be so big and then you feel very depleted, looking at where your energy is being drained, and what steps that you can take to start replenishing, recharging, rebooting, and setting some healthier practices into place. So if that's going through an energy healing session, going through a life coaching session, if that's having a reading, attending a workshop, really ask yourself, like, okay, excuse me, uh, see what resonates with you, and being open to trying something new and stepping out of your comfort zone. And if you're not sure what's standing in your way, it's really, this is the time, this is the opportunity to dig deeper, look in those layers. And like I said, that the message that came through again was the only way out is through. You can't jump over it, under it, around it. You got to go through it. So, whatever that is, it's breaking it down and looking at it, working through it. So, I just wanted to get this message out tonight again. There will not be an oracle card reading today. And I just really like to honor what's coming through as far as, the information, the guidance. And as far as you know, the unrest, things that may be coming up. I shared this message before on my social media platforms. The only thing that you have any control over is what's going on in here, inside of you. That is literally it. You, when you make the changes inside of you and you find that inner peace inside of you, you will start to see that everything and everyone outside of you, things, people, places, things start to show up differently because you're showing up differently. And it's all about energy, it's vibration, it's frequency, and really taking a look at how you can bring about greater balance to your life. So, just really honoring that. And that message has really been coming up loud and clear. So, just wanted to hop on here quick. I hope that you have an amazing weekend. And again, as messages come through, you're asking yourself, like, what can I do right now, to send out um, love, or bring about peace. um, Holding that intention, when you're sending it from your heart, even if it's in the thought of a thought, a prayer, an intention. I've been doing that, for the past couple of days, just, imagining sending Reiki to our entire world and channeling in light language that's been coming through today. It came through in the form of singing. That's not something that I normally do, but that's how it was coming through. So, if you're not familiar with what some of these modalities are, I invite you to take a look at my website, which is ReikiAngelicHands.com. And that's ReikiAngelikHands.com. And I hope that you have an amazing weekend. Thank you.